to deny that or affirm that necessarily right now. But then in part 2, she called him a whistleblower, and I had to stop watching. It's kind of like when you're eating food, you're having a meal, having some dinner, and you take a bite of something and it is not right. It is not sitting well with you. Maybe, you know, the cook messed up, or maybe it's just the texture of the food, but you lose your appetite like that. And that's what happened when she called him a whistleblower. I was like, okay, I need to take a break. Because I watched part 1 and I think it was about halfway through part 2 when she said that. And I had yet to hear any concrete statements that he made as far as anything they were talking about with regards to the corruption and, you know, just all the crimes that are perpetrated by media and the government, and in particular Hollywood, because that is the sphere that he resides in, right? So to see her calling him a whistleblower, it's a little disturbing in my opinion. Now I understand he's a famous singer or whatever, and maybe that was it. Maybe she's just a little starstruck or something like that, but I mean, to hear an experienced journalist like that call someone who's clearly not a whistleblower, I think is a little disturbing. Now let's go back to the courageous statement. And this is going to play into a larger, you know, theme and the situation at a macro level, not just as it pertains to this particular interview between Anna Brees and Robbie Williams. The Battle of Berlin was the last battle of World War II. And as the Soviets encircled the city, they enveloped the Nazis' rear. And there was no escape. They completely encircled the city. It was about 1 million Russians against a couple tens of thousands of mostly old men and boys. And of course, the Nazi high command. And most of the Nazis knew there was no escape. But you can bet your bottom dollar they tried to escape. And, you know, they tried everything. Some of them just tried sprinting, trying to find a hole in the circle. That didn't work usually. Some of them tried to impersonate Russians, those that could speak Russian. They would steal uniforms and try to blend in with the Russians. Some of them just committed suicide. Some of them tried to escape via some rat lines in the sewer. And this is actually, it was during the Battle of Berlin that Hitler's secretary, Martin Bormann, who is actually one of the most powerful men in the Reich, and most people don't even know who he is, he was actually killed near a bridge. And people, this was not verified until decades after the battle, because they found his remains, and nobody knew what happened to him. Some people thought he went to South America, and a lot of Nazis did escape to South America. But the point I'm trying to make here is the Nazis knew they were trapped. They knew the circle was coming, and they knew the ring was closing. And I predict the same thing will happen in Hollywood. You know, Nick Bryant, he is a journalist and writer and author who wrote The Franklin Scandal, for those that don't know. And I've watched several of his interviews multiple times. and he had somebody within the pedophile network of Franklin in Omaha, Nebraska, describe how these pedophile blackmails work. He describes it like this: you're on a yacht and it's a beautiful day and you can have anything you want on this yacht, but if you try to jump off, the other people on the yacht will make sure that you drown. And right now I think the ring is closing and the people on the yacht are getting distracted, so they don't realize that some people may be jumping ship. Now, I'm not making any accusations. I want to make that clear. But somebody's got to ask the question, and I'm doing it right now. Is this guy courageous, or is he scared shitless out of his mind? Somebody has to ask this question, because as this ring is closing around these Hollywood pedophile networks, any of these pedophile networks, people are going to try to jump ship. Is he the first one to try to jump ship? Is he seeing the writing on the wall and trying to get out early while he still can? Look, maybe. Someone's going to ask these questions. Okay, we can't just accept, you know, these celebrities as telling the truth just because we're a little starstruck. And I don't get starstruck anymore. I used to, of course, as a child. I remember seeing Tiger Woods in person. I remember seeing, you know, well, that was the big one. That was the biggest one I ever saw. The most famous person I ever saw. And I was starstruck, man. I was like 12 years old. And it was at Whistling Straits PGA Championship. And I was probably 5 yards away from Tiger Woods. I was probably from here to that tree right there. That big tree behind the, yeah, right there. That's how close I was to Tiger Woods. And I was starstruck. But I'm not 12 years old anymore. And we can't just accept people who seem to go on the side of the people who are hunting these monsters just because they're the first ones to come out. At what point do you start questioning their motives? You know? And somebody's got to do that. And I'm glad to be the one to do it. Okay? So, her calling him courageous, again, I'm not affirming that or denying that, but it has to be questioned. I still had yet to hear anything concrete that we didn't already know. Or, I mean, he just sounds like a confused and scared man. And how is that being courageous, you know? How is that being a whistleblower? It's not. And somebody's got to call it out. I'm not saying he's not coming from a good place. Maybe he is. I don't know. But, you know, to just accept it at face value, I think is not, I don't think it's good journalism. I don't think it's, you know, I don't think it's good detective work either. Something going on over here. Huge gathering right now. I have no idea what it's about. What is that? I'm gonna find out. Hey, what's going on?
A dance. It's a dance show.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It's some dance thing. I thought it was like a Black Lives Matter thing. So that was basically what I wanted to say about that interview. I'll put the link to it in the description if people want to see it. Again, I'm going to watch the rest of it before anyone freaks out. I'm going to do my diligence on it. But I had to stop watching at that point. I just had to. I'm talking about Robbie Williams, for those that just joined. He did an interview with Anna Brees, and I just had to stop watching it because of the fact that she called him a whistleblower, and I wasn't buying it. So again, I'm going to watch the rest of it. I'll put the link in the description. What do you guys think? For those that watch the interview, I think there's 3 parts to it. Let me know. cheers. All the best. Enjoy the weather. Look at this. I'm walking through the park right now. I actually didn't even know this park was here. I just kind of stumbled on it. But it's a beautiful day. Enjoy it. Get some vitamin D. What time? Give me a second. Ask me the time. But check this out. I'm getting my vitamin D in. Get my protection against COVID. Remember to get your steps in. Get your sit-ups in. And later tonight, I'm doing a weekly update. Lots of stuff going on this week, and I'm gonna be talking about it and analyzing it later tonight. So I'll see you guys in a few hours. Whoever wants to tune in, except maybe my UK folk who are gonna be going to bed soon. So until next time.